First one is going to be some old business. I mentioned before the viewer feedback email address, which is tv@atheist-community.org, and that is for people to give us feedback about the show, things we talk about and stuff like that, and hit us with some arguments and that kind of thing. And last week, there was a letter, an email about the show, but it wasn't sent to us through the viewer feedback address. It was it went on our main mailing list that we just discuss amongst ourselves. Okay. And it was like a comment about the show that kind of was part of a discussion thread that was initially about something else. Yeah. Which I kind of thought was, a little mousy, but that's, but at any rate, the comment was made that that one of the people in our group and a bunch of friends were sitting around watching the show last week, and you were reading some science news stories, and their attitude was, what are you guys doing reading about science? This isn't Nova, I think was what the letter said. This is a show about whether or not you believe in God, or whether you whether you believe in God or whether you don't believe in God, and that's what and they seemed to think that it was inappropriate to talk about science. And my response was, no, no, no. Okay, there is a reason why we talk about pretty much, all the things that we talk about on the program. And the reason we discuss science specifically on the show, and no, this isn't a science show, and neither Ashley nor I are scientists by trade, right? But we talk about it because it is germane. Okay, it is relevant. Definitely. Yeah. And whether a person believes in God or not is not a decision that exists in a complete vacuum. Right? I mean, it will have...
There are reasons for belief or non-belief.
Yeah. And once you have made the decision either way, it's going to have ramifications on how you choose to live your life, right? To whatever degree. And the reason we talk about science is that, my view is that a part of... and of course there are a lot of scientists out there who have religious beliefs, and that's fine. I'm not talking about that. But my view is that part of the secular life is recognizing... in science, that what you have there is the best and most practical means of making the world a better place. Yeah. Okay, because it has methods that are proved. You can test things, you can work stuff out, you can make improvements, you can go back, you can disprove things that don't work. It's all empirical, and it's all about having immediate effects on things, on the quality of life that we have today. Okay, and as devout as I know a great many people are, right? It isn't going to be just, praying to gods that gives us a cure for cancer, or Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's, or that cures food shortages, right? It's going to be dedicated people applying science, okay, to real-world problems to work on these things, okay? And the problem is that I think a lot of people don't recognize that, and especially when you have people in the mass media. Well, you've got Larry King and Montel and Oprah and all these people in the mass media who have audiences in millions, right? And they're constantly out there promoting the message that, the best thing that a person can have to get themselves through life is this huge laundry list of, religious beliefs and superstitions and what have you. I'm like, well, no. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, from a practical standpoint. So in my view, that's why we talk about science, because it is important in that regard, and people aren't really getting the message. And it's also...
Go ahead. When DJ was on the show a couple months back, talking about atheism is more a description of what you don't believe. Mm-hmm. Scientific naturalism is something that he went into a bit more, because that is a discussion of what you do believe and what you do, how you do live your life.
Approach the world,
exactly. How you
approach problems.
And so scientific, it kind of enters into that. You have to understand the scientific process, know how it works, understand what's going on there. Mm-hmm. To be able to use it, essentially. Right. So.
Well, and also, a lot of criticism that atheists get hit with from believers has to do with, okay, well, look, religion provides all these people with positive, things in their life that they can sort of look forward to. And, there's the sense of hope,
exactly.
And of course there are positive aspects to religious belief.
All that kind of stuff.
Otherwise it wouldn't be so widespread,
exactly.
Right? And atheism is criticized because, on the grounds that, well, if it's all about just not believing in these things, then what does it have to offer that is positive that religion has? And my thinking is, well, what about this, right? Yeah. What about this whole approach to, let's acquire knowledge and let's expand knowledge and find just find more things out about our world and get our hands dirty, and just really work on making the world a better place and making life just a better thing to be, you know, put up with day to day, which it can be, you know, and that's not something that you know is you know it can only be, you know, partaken if you have just these traditional belief systems. You know, there is
the scientific process that got the world where it is today.
Yeah, there is a great deal that is fulfilling about, you know, just having a secular and perfectly naturalistic approach to life. You know, so that's why we do it, because it's germane. And you know, the nonprofits, right? They talk about politics all the time.
Yeah.
We don't really talk about politics here on the show. Why do they talk about politics on a big atheism show? Well, because it's germane, right? You know, because there are people out there who are making political decisions that will affect the lives of millions, based upon religious convictions and what have you. So it's again, everything sort of ties into everything else in that regard. So, I know we're not, and we encourage everyone to watch Nova. Okay, it's a great show. Watch Nova. Watch the Science Channel. You know. There's a Discovery Science, and I think I know Michael Shermer of Skeptic Magazine is working to start up yet another cable science network.
Okay. Excellent.
So that'll be neat. So yeah, watch all that stuff. Find out cool stuff about life and the world and everything else.